Okay, so far we've created the website template and we've created the home page. We learned how to put nested div tags in the home page. We made all the movie posters links. We made the navigation rollover buttons. We formatted text. We inserted a background image. We created background gradients and solid colors. Now we'll make the about page. So once again, I'm going to make file new, site template. I'm choosing the movies template and create. I'm going to highlight the text, change this to about us, and put my slogan in there. And then I'm going to insert some nested div tags so I can have 2 columns of text, 2 columns of information about this website. And I want them to be in neat, organized columns, so I'm going to go ahead and make some div tag boxes that'll organize my columns. So once again, I'm going to go through my insert panel, insert structure, div tag. I'm going to make this a class so I can use it a couple times. I will just call this column 1. It's a new rule. It's going to my movies CSS style sheet. Say OK. For this one, I'm going to have 2 columns, and it's going to be in my content section. That content section will be 100% across. 2 columns. I want to have room for margins, so I'm going to make the columns each 40% across. I'm going to start out with a height of 400 just so we can visualize it. And as we add text or images to it, we'll change that height to auto. I want these to float left. And I'm going to set the bottom margin to 20 pixels. There's no right or wrong there. You can choose less or more if you want. And I'm going to put my left-hand margin at 3.33%. So 2 columns at 40% will give us 80%. Sorry, we should make that 45%. 2 columns at 45% will give us 90%, with 10% left over for the margins. Say OK and OK. And there's my 1 column. Now I could come over here in my CSS Designers panel and add a background color to that, or gradient or background texture if I want. I'm going to select a color from the title text there. There we go. It's a little bright. Let me fade that down a little bit. Okay. Oh, I need 2 of these columns. So now I'm going to go to the code. The easiest way to duplicate that is to go to the code side. Highlight that div class column 1 line. Copy it. Command C or Control C on a PC. Hit enter or return and paste that line again, and now I have 2 columns to type some information about my website. I'm going to highlight and delete the default text, then type a little bit about my website. Be a little creative here and make something up real fast. Alright, well, I'm just going to duplicate this a couple times just so we have enough text. You can see where we're going with this. And you should type in your own text, enough to fill up a couple columns of text. Okay. Now I'm going to put some images in here, and I'll show you how to align those right or left. First, I'm going to position my cursor within my text. You can see the text is reformatted based on my paragraph text settings, CSS rules. So I'm going to position my cursor within here and insert an image. I can go to my insert panel, insert common, image, and I have a couple images here I'm going to insert. This first column, I'm going to insert this little zombie icon here. Open. Okay. There we go. It's a little bigger than I want, so I can resize it. I can hold the Shift key down, grab the corner of that image, and shrink that down to maintain the proportions. So you see, if you put an image inside of a text in the text paragraph, Dreamweaver treats that as text and knocks off all your text out of whack here. What I can do is select that image, and give that image a name. Down here in the corner of the properties window where it says ID, I'll give that image a specific ID. I'm just going to call this about image 1. Okay. Now what I can do is come over here to my CSS designer panel. On my selectors, I can add a new selector. And you can see it calls it dot column 1 paragraph hashtag about image 1. This is all extra code here, so I can delete that. All I need is that number sign about image 1, the name of this image. I can hit enter and add some formatting. And this is where I can float this image right or left. This one I'm going to float to the right. Actually, I'll float this one to the left. You can see it now floats to the left. No matter where I put that image, it's going to knock it to the left. Even if I put it over here to the right, it'll push it back over to the left. But what I want to do is put some padding around that image so the text isn't so tight around that image. So I can scroll up here and add some padding. If it's flowing to the left, you should do padding on the top, right, and bottom. I just did 10 pixels each. Looks pretty good. You could do, 15 pixels, 20 pixels, whatever you want. All right, let's do one more image and float it right. So I'm going to position my cursor in the second column. Go to my insert panel, insert common, image, and find another image. There we are. I'm going to resize that image by holding the Shift key down. Oh, I want this one to be a little bit bigger, but not too big. There we are. And now I'm going to make a CSS rule for that, but first I got to assign an ID to that image. I'll call this about image 2. Hit enter. Make a selector for that image. A new CSS rule. Delete the extra code so it just says number sign about image 2. Hit enter. I'm going to float this guy right. Once again, the text is a little too tight around there, so I'm going to put some padding on the top. I want it to be consistent, so I'm going to say 10 pixels on the top. This time I'll put 10 pixels on the left and 10 pixels on the bottom. Once again, that image is setting in there pretty nice with the text wrapping around it. Now, what I could do is I could either have a fixed column height, I could do here at 400 pixels, or I could select that column 1 rule and make the height auto. That way the columns will resize based on the content. If I have more text and images, then there'll be a shorter or taller column. So that's up to you, if you want to have those fixed size or on auto. I could always add more sections down here with more information, more images, whatever. So let's go ahead and save that. Let me preview that first. Preview it in Safari. There we go. Looks pretty good. One thing I did forget to do was actually save this file. So let me file, save as, and call this about.html, and it should save in my root folder here along with my other pages. There we are. Let me preview it one more time. Okay, so there's my about page. I should be able to link to my home page and my about page.